We're going to talk about the use cases, acronyms, what's gas price, what's minting, should فرق بين sale number 2, شو يعني secondary marketplaces. We're going to also be talking about demand and supply, because basically, if crypto is a virtual state of real-life currencies, NFTs are the virtual state of real-life assets. And there's a very big difference, guys, between money and assets. And this is how I would like to start explaining about NFTs. أنا إذا معي 1000 ليرة وجيت هلا قلت له لمازن ليك بدي أعطيك هال 1000 ليرة تعطيني محلها 2000، شو حيقول لي؟ حيقول لي خلص هي روح اضحك على حدا غيري. 1000 ليرة هون و1000 ليرة بعبدة و1000 ليرة بطرابلس و1000 ليرة بجنوب are all valued the same. This is called being fungible. ولا بينما إذا أنا معي هوندا سي ار في وهذه معه هوندا سي ار في، يمكن أنا بقبل بيع الهوندا تبعي $6000 بس هذه ما بيقبل يبيع. يمكن هذه values his own Honda at a higher price than I value mine. This is what's non-fungible. Okay? So again, money versus assets. هلا, the part where the token comes in has to do with the blockchain, has to do with decentralization, has to do with Web3. What are NFTs? They are tokens that exist on specific blockchains that house networks. Word logo is on the ETH blockchain and is on the ETH network. What's a blockchain? What's a network? What's a token? Traditional finance, whether it's money or assets. Banking. أنا هلا أجي أبعت فيزا ترانزاكشن لحدا ثاني، كل الداتا حتنزل على البنك. أنا هلا أجي أسحب كل مصرياتي من البنك كمان، ما حدا يسحب مصرياتي. وطلعنا كلنا بآخر نهار أكلين ضرب كبير، يعني ممكن كلنا بعد تعلمنا why banks and why third parties as a whole controlling our data, our assets, and how and what we do with it is very bad. كمان assets, Pokemon cards. Do we have any gaming Pokemon fans here? حدا بيحب Pokemon? Amazing. I love them too actually. Pokemon cards and the rarities, Charizard, the Bear, or Pikachu Gold need a third party اللي هي PSA إذا ماني غلطان to actually come in and validate تقول إنه هيدا البيكاتشو في منه 10 حبات هي rare وهيدا البيكاتشو في منه 100 حبة unrare. It's the same idea. There's a third party that is needed for the system to work. لأنه لو ما في البنوك ما حدا حيراقب مين بعت لمين، لو ما في بوكيمون لو ما في PSA عم بتراقب الكاردز there's gonna end up being 1,000 copy cards and there's gonna be scams upon scams upon scams. What the blockchain is, it replaces this third party. ما بدي إياكم تعرفوا أكثر اليوم لا عن الكريبتو شو خاصة بالبلوكشين, and that's a whole different topic. The blockchain is a way to store data. And this data does not need a third party to authenticate it. What the blockchain is a whiteboard. مثل ما هلا أنا قاعد عندكم. آخر كلمة قالها كريم هي كريم. كلنا اتفقنا من آخر كلمة قالها كريم. Yes. تكاسف على الوايت الموجود كله قدامنا.
نحن we become the third party يعني.
فكرة إنه the whiteboard is available to everybody to see. But it needs person to write. بدها عالم تكتب على الوايت بورد. Those are the miners. I'm not going to go into anything خاص بmining اليوم. There's different ways that you can mine. Proof of work, proof of stake, blah 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 blah. Different networks are working on different ways to mine. There's pros and cons to everything. You can apply to become a node, which is basically a PC or a device that can mine. And then that's how you become a validator, a writer on the whiteboard. And that's all you guys need to know about blockchain. يعني ما في داعي نفوت في intricacies أكتر من هيك، بس نعرف إنه this is where all of our data is being stored. And this specific blockchain houses specific networks. The ETH blockchain, let's say, houses the Polygon network, houses the ETH network, also houses multiple networks, each with their own function. Some networks process transactions at a different speed than other networks because of how the mining is, and there's a lot of intricacies. وقديش العجقة على النتورك ما حنفوت بهالموضوع. What does this allow us to do? Very important thing. From the tokens, we can finally give proper ownership. الموناليزا هلا اذا صورتها انا صارت الي يعني لا في روح مثلا مسوقها انه انا بحط لك الموناليزا at your own auction for $1 million لا بس if the Mona Lisa was an NFT yes اقدر انا اجر my NFT for $1,000 and for $1 million to any other art dealer. And this is only one of the 1,000 use cases that the NFTs can be. حكينا عن tokens, blockchain networks, and ownership. What are the use cases of NFTs? First and foremost, part of a community. يعني أنا هيدي NFT اللي حاشتريها because it gives me ownership through the blockchain will allow me to become a part of a community that are the holders. Passive income. I like NFTs that are passive income based, but they don't end up working all the time. هناخد example project اسمه B.C. blockchain miners, and if you have any miners in the room, they will have most probably heard about this project. What this NFT does, it gives you a specific hash rate in a mine, and hash rate هي القوة اللي نحن عم نعمل فيها المايننج. And then from your NFT, you get rewarded depending on what the NFT is mining. أنا هيدا NFT اللي اشتريتها ب 0.1, it gives me 100 hash rate, and this 100 hash rate gives me money. Third use case, not yet implemented. Super Bowl are trying to do it. They just gave out tickets yesterday as memorial tickets as NFTs. Tickets plus these seats. كلنا بنعرف انه ساعات والهاي اند مش كلنا بنعرف بس انه في عالم ما بيهمها هذا الموضوع guys. Clothes, watches, high-end clothing sometimes have a certificate of ownership or a certificate of authenticity that comes with the watches. These certificates can be done with NFTs. ما في أي سبب why every single receipt we take should not be an NFT. The only thing stopping it right now is logistics. There are networks that hold that. مش غلط التيكت يكون NFT كمان. كمان فوت ماما ضيعت التيكت so on and so forth. Can also have a pure utility basis. All of these have utility. And utility is subjective to someone. يمكن أنا بهمني يكون عندي ماين، بهمني أنا أكون ماينر بدفع حق أرضه، بس يمكن غيري ما بيهمه يكون عنده passive income، ما بيدفع حقها $10. Going back to the idea of something that's fungible and non-fungible, this is what's hard with NFTs. People think they can make money with NFTs because they know crypto. They think it's a buy order and a sell order. The crypto تشتري coin تحط لها sell order ببيع. NFTs you actually have to find a buyer. That's at your price. I can price my NFT at $1. I can price my NFT at $1,000.
نرجع للكوميونتي.
نرجع للكوميونتي وأهم من الكوميونتي any asset فينا نتفق guys أنا ماني ايكون ستودنت بس فينا نتفق إنه any asset as a whole اللي بيحركها supply و demand. إذا في 1000 واحد بده يبيع سيارة بلبنان وفي 10,000 واحد بده يشتري يعني بتبيع سيارتك بسهولة وتبيع سيارتك بسعر أعلى لما حتبيعه أنت. إذا في 10,000 سيارة وفي 1000 شخص بده يشتري إذا في supply أعلى من الديماند حيوضع السعر اللي أنت لازم تطرح سيارتك عليه. إذا في demand أعلى من السبلاي حتقدر تطرح سيارتك بسعر أعلى. Same thing for NFTs. They're assets. ما في حدا يجي يقول لك إنه أنت NFT تبعك بتوصل إنه أنت NFT تبعك بتسوى هيك أو هيك. When you price your NFT, it's not like coins. Demand. إذا ما حدا بده NFT ما حدا حيشتري NFT وما حيتحرك بالسوق وما حي على الفلور برايس وما حيتحرك كل القصص. What creates demand? The community and the utility. The community and the utility. شو ممكن تكون utility? Utility could be as simple as this NFT offers you connections to high quality people. This NFT offers you courses and resources. This NFT offers you passive income. This NFT offers you a part of a community. And one last use case that I would love to mention, but نسيت, which is NFTs can be used as investors. يعني احنا نجي نفكر فيها. أنا if I have a plan, rather than going ahead the old school way and looking for 2 or 3 angel investors, كل حدا يجي يكتب له $50,000 $100,000, لا. بعمل هيدا البلان 10,000 NFT and I consider these as shares, and the person that believes in my plan can just go ahead and buy the NFT and fund the plan for the community. So it can also be a new way for investors and for people looking for investors to jump into the market. All of these are what we call utility. أنا شو عم بستفيد من NFT? إذا أنا هيدا NFT is giving me social recognition, let's say, what's the value of a blue tick on Instagram, guys? What's the value of a verified account on Twitter? Has no monetary value. It's social recognition. And أنا يابا Twitter is verified. أنا يابا Instagram تبعي is verified. So the community, okay, will create utility. اللي بس حتى لكم this goes both ways. Good utility will bring in a good community, and the good community will bring in a good utility, having a very high demand. Going to supply. في شغلتين بدكم تعرفوها عن السبلاي. Total و available. يعني إذا بدكم عم نحكي total market cap و circulating market cap للي بيعرفوا كريبتو هون. يمكن يكون في 1000 سيارة هوندا، يمكن يكون في مليون سيارة هوندا بلبنان، بس في 500 واحد عم يبيع بس. يمكن يكون في 1000 سيارة و1000 واحد عم يبيعها. Depends on how strong your community is. If your community are strong holders, you'll find a less available supply, which in turn lower supply. نحن كلنا اتفقنا إنه means a better project. حنحكي كمان عن الأكرونيمز. حنحكي هلا minting، حنحكي gas، حنحكي secondary markets. Now that I have explained simply and briefly, and I hope that it did well, what NFTs are, what does fungible mean, what's demand, what's supply، شو بيغير هذا الموضوع؟ شو يعني minting، شو يعني gas، شو يعني secondary markets؟ Minting means for the NFT to be available on the blockchain, someone has to reward the miners for their work of creating it on the blockchain. أنا إذا جبت audio file، إذا جبت صورة، إذا جبت فيديو، شو ما كانت تكون interactive NFT، أنا قادر أحطه على البلوكشين، بس I need to pay miners. That's called a mint. أنا عم بخلق هال NFT على البلوكشين, which is different than buying this NFT and not minting it and then selling it again at secondary market. يعني المنت بعدها عم تتصنع السيارة، أنا وصيت عليها للسيارة تتصنع. If I buy it, أنا عم بشتري NFT of a person that has already minted it. And this price that we have to pay for the miners is called gas as well. It's called gas on the ETH network. Solana network also has gas. Every network has its own details. يعني ETH network بتحمل 150 transaction per second، بينما Solana network بتحمل 60,000 transaction per second. Okay? As it's a certain quality of people here and a certain quality of people here. Gas is the price you pay the miners for their work. بدك تدفعوه بس تحولوا مصاري وبس تبيعوا NFT بس تعملوا مثل NFT. And in all of these cases you guys will be paying gas لأنه كيف ندفع على كل فيزا transaction 0.5% 1% للبنك؟ زي المبدأ. This is a very weak point in the ETH blockchain, where this is a very strong point in the Solana blockchain. يعني ما يعني إنه something is good in total or is not good. Moving on, secondary marketplaces. Again, انتوا حتقدروا تعملوا mint لل NFT من site للproject. يعني you will be able to mint our NFT, the B.Hive NFT, from the B.Hive site, and then you will be able to take it to secondary markets if you want to sell it there. That's what secondary market means. And as a whole, this is NFT 101. I'm just just thinking if there's anything else that I have missed, anything else that I should talk about. هلا I'm gonna take questions ومن الquestions هنكفي الحكي ما خلصهم. بس ما بحب أكون عم بحكي نص ساعة زمان يعني أنا لحالي وما أسمع صوتكم. For now I think this is good. If anyone has any questions we can start. Yes.
يعني الجاس هو مثل الترانزاكشن فيه اللي عم ندفعها ليعملوا ال NFTs for minting.
لا. The gas doesn't go to the founders. The gas goes to the miners.
اوكي.
عرفت؟ أنت عم تدفع مثلا إذا ال NFT حقها 0.1 and the gas you end up paying is 0.045 هول حيروحوا للfounders وهول حيروحوا للminers. And proper founders at the same time will be completely transparent to you guys. في كثير عالم guys عم تطلع تحكي عن NFT project وفي مين ما كان عم يطلع عن NFT project بس founders should be transparent to you guys. المفروض يقولوا لكم نحن من 100% اللي حنجيبها من المنت حنعطي 20% منها community work، حنعطي 20% منها charity، حناخذ لجيبتنا 30% منها، حندفع للتيم 10% منها، حنخلي ماركتينج 10% منها. شو بيوثقك بجود شركه منيحه خي؟ شو بخلينا نوثق نشتري شيرز بابل او نشتري شيرز بفيسبوك؟ Because it's a good reputation exactly. يعني هول القصص they have monetary value. يعني احنا بس نجي نبني reputation for a specific community. This does not translate to a value you can see straight off the bat. But it does translate to intrinsic value. I was also just to clarify gas as well. هذا الشيء نسيته. Gas is not constant. Gas depends on how clogged up وقد ايه في عجقة على blockchain, network and token. Which also reminds me, I didn't talk about smart contracts, which I will get into right now. So, the blockchain قد ايه عليه عجقة والنتورك قد ايه عليه عجقة والسمارت كونتراكت تبع التوكن قد ايه عليه عجقة كل هول بيأثروا على الجاز. يعني Friday night's gas price is usually 4 times higher than Monday morning. وفي أمرار عم نوصل عم ندفع gas أغلى من ال NFT. So بالإيث yes it is a problem. Yes اللي بيعرفوا منكم واعدين ما بإيث 2.0 صار لهم فترة بس ما عم تزبط معهم يعني hopefully تزبط معهم. And this will be the downfall for ETH if they don't fix it. Whereas other networks will come take its place. شو يعني smart contract? Sorry. حيضل بس they will change the validating.
It will be cheaper, no?
ETH 2.0 حيعملوا بالضبط هيك بدل ما يعملوا proof of work يعملوا proof of stake. Proof of work هلا رجع بيصير هي هون فتنا بالمايننج و different mining points but since you asked we're gonna go into it. Proof of work أنا بجيب لكم هلا بدي أكتب لكم على اللوح equation اللي بيلحق يحلها أول واحد هيطلع له الماني. كلكم حتجربوا بس only one will be rewarded. Whereas كل حدا تاني's work will be wasted. مصروف كهرباء، environmental damage، مصروف مصاري. Proof of stake is completely different. بدي أقول لكم guys أنتم تقدروا تكونوا miners بدي منكم ترهنوا عدد معين ETH. إذا أنتم خبصتوا هو عدد كثير كبير 32 ETH منه عدد هين يعني حدا حتى يصير ماينر على proof of stake. إذا أنتم خبصتوا نحن حنسحب هذا الإيث منكم، والإيث اللي أنتم راهنينه is sort of a security لنا إنه أنتم ما حتخبصوا أو you won't authenticate false transactions أو so on so forth. شو بتعمل هذا الشيء؟ إنه the miners are not picked beforehand. بتطلع البلوك هي اسمها blockchain guys because it's a series of blocks. بيتحمل information بس يعبأ هالبلوك moves on to the second block.
صفحات يعني.
إذا بدك مثل دفتر وعم تقلب أنت صفحة بلوك بلوك بلوك. Proof of work ما بيتنقوا الماينرز بيطلع البلوك و everybody races to mine the block. Proof of stake the miners are predetermined before the block even goes out. That's why proof of stake و ETH 2.0 حتحل مشاكل الجاز فيه بس فتنا into a lot of details here. Smart contracts. Smart contracts and vending machines. وين بدنا نكتبها؟ Smart contracts. Smart contracts equal vending machine. If smart contract equal vending machine. حالكم كيف؟ معقول الفندنج ماشين ما تعرف شو تعمل؟ معقول تكون في outcome الفندنج ماشين تحيطي مثلا لكم error؟
فيها كودينج.
Every single decision that is taken has a known and already coded outcome. يعني إذا أنا جيت حطيت بهالفندنج ماشين 2000 ليره واشتريت شيء حقه 500 حتعرف الماشين A1 500 نزل له 500 وبرد له 1005. اذا اشتريت انا ب1000 حتعرف انه مثلا بنزل له هيك حق 1000 وبرد له 1000 ليره. Every single decision is already predetermined and taken قبل بوقت. And that's what a smart contract is. من ضمن السمارت كونتراكت فيكم تكود قصص مثل انه اذا وصلت على الورد مع عدد مصاري معين ينباعكم مثلا 50% لهون و50% لهون. You can code معاشات. من ضمن السمارت كونتراكت also founders can code something called royalties. يلي هو كل ما يصير في سيل معينه من هيدا NFT, say the royalties are 5%. 5% of the sale goes towards the founder's wallet. So smart contracts really allow us to do all of this. And that's it. I just forgot to talk about smart contracts. Is there any other questions, guys? Yes.
To join a community, you have to buy the option of the NFT.
مثلا, let's take our project as an example. Okay. Thank you for supporting the project actually, guys. انتم كلكم يعني community B.Hive لو ما هيك ما كنتوا سمعتوا عن البروجكت. We will open up our sales. We will sell until نهار معين. Okay? بهالوقت انت you are considered a part of the community. And of course later on you will still be considered as a part of the community. But there are specific utilities that we will give to holders only if they hold the NFT. مثل عادة after mints ما عادش حدا نون هولدر بيحكي الا للي حدا بيعرف عن البروجكت بيفوت يشتري واحدة من اوبن سي واهلا وسهلا يعني في مثل نحن هول يعني you guys can check all of this in the roadmap بس NFT calls, crypto calls, we already have that within our community. High quality community لأن our Discord is going to be locked and invite only. أكره شيء علي أنا أشوف ديسكورد بين 50,000 شخص وفي 10 عم يحكوا على الشات. يروحوا يضحكوا على غيرنا خير جماعة شايلين بوتس أو جماعة مفوتين عالم ما بدها تحكي. أنا بفضل يكون عندي a strong community that will bring me a strong utility وما يكون عندي 80,000 شخص ما حدا عم يحكي. ليه؟ لأنه at the end of the day it's the community that decides the price of the NFT. مجرد الفاوندرز بيعوا ال NFT تبعهم they have no control over the NFT. لا they can tell you how to monetize it. لا they can tell you قد ايه فيكم تبيعوه. لا فيكم لكم شيء. If you guys value this utility at $1, you will sell the NFT at $1. If you value this utility at $1,000, you will sell these NFTs at $1,000. For me, successful projects need to be undervalued. يعني نحن ال NFT اللي بدنا نبيعه عم تيجوا تاخذوا منها networking calls, looking for a channel, and all of these you can find in the roadmap. عم تيجوا تاخذوا فيها هيدي كمان خليها سربرايز حنقول لكم اياها هون. We're transitioning. What we want to do is transition this lovely community that we have here into the metaverse. يعني نحن هون ب B.Hive للستودنت والبزنس مان اللي بيطق حنك واللي يتصل بينزل على B.Hive. We want to be able to transition this into the metaverse. We already have 3 plots in the sandbox. يعني هلا إذا بتعرفوا أي حدا يفوت يشتري plot, it's 4 digits plot. يعني it's not easy for someone to transition individually into the metaverse. And what we will be giving you guys is free access and full access to our holders into these 3 plots. And the cherry on top will be مثل ما فيكم تحجزوا أوضة هون any community, not individual, any community and big group that will be within our big umbrella community of B.Hive. The third hive we will split it up into meetings, into meeting rooms, in conference rooms, and so on and so forth. And we will airdrop these meeting rooms and these conference rooms to our communities. فمثل ما فيكم تيجوا تحجزوا هون أوضة, you guys will be able to bring in your own communities into the metaverse at an entry point that's not $15,000 to go buy a plot in the sandbox, ولا $0. By just holding the NFT, you'll have access to all of this, as well as a Web3 platform. I'll go into Web3 right now. Web3 is a word that's being used a lot right now, بس يعني ما كتير عالم فاهمين شو القصة وشو عم تحكي as usual on social media. Web 1 Internet of Information. صفحة ويكيبيديا فينا نعمل شيء فيها أكثر مما نحن نعطيها information هي تعطينا information؟ ما فينا. Web 2 more interaction on the block, not the block, sorry, more interaction in the web. And it's the age for me of big tech companies, Google, Apple, YouTube, Meta, whatever. Web 2, companies used to farm our time to go sell that time to other ad companies at their benefit. يعني أنا لاياك صورة سيارة، فيسبوك حتعمل على ظهري مصاري هي وشركة ماكلارين وأنا ما عم بستفيد من شيء. حتى they controlled us to a point where في هلا سايت بتفوت عليه ما فيه sign in with Google أو sign in with Apple
أو accept cookies كمان.
مثلا يعني مثلا هلا every big site has a sign in with Google, sign in with Apple. Web 3, you sign in with Google, sign in with Apple, connect your wallet. Connect your wallet. As I have a website that's a Web 3 website, if I connect my wallet حشوف شيء, if I don't connect my wallet حشوف شيء تاني. And if I connect my wallet and I have specific things كمان حشوف شيء تالت. So this is Web 1, Web 2, Web 2, Web 3 as well. And back to the B.Hive project. So we will be rolling out 2 presales, okay? And this goes along the lines of acronyms. شو يعني presale؟ شو يعني whitelist؟ حنفوت هلا بقصص الديسكورد، شو بيفيد الديسكورد، شو ما بيفيد الديسكورد، وليه البروجكتس عم تفتح على الديسكورد. Discord is the best tool for community management and community growth. لا الواتساب بيسمح لنا نعمل الديسكورد بتاعنا، ولا السلاك بيسمح لنا نعمل الواتساب بتاعنا، لا تليجرام بيسمح لنا نعمل الواتساب بتاعنا. Our Discord is going to stay open until 1,000 members. We invite all of you guys to join the Discord. If you don't join, you guys will need a personal invite link after that. Discord بيسمح لنا نقسم chat channels و voice channels for specific purposes. أنا هاد chat channel بدي أبعت بس announcement وما بدي إياكم أنتم تحكوا عليها، أنا قادر أعمل هالشيء. بدي أعمل general chat where we all mingle together، بدي أعمل هالشيء. بدي أعمل chat خاصه بالأكل بس، بدي أعمل هذا الشيء. Reactions, bots that track your experience, bots that track your invites, bots that give out نعمل giveaways, نلعب games على bots, trivia bots، كله موجود على Discord. So this is the importance of Discord because it's the best tool for community building. And again, what are NFTs? Community. What's a pre-sale? What's a whitelist? What's not a whitelist? How Discord projects end up going, not all of them, but this is how I see the right thing to go ahead is بدك تعمل شيء اسمه pre-sale مثل private sale إذا بتكون where you already know who is able to buy. يعني أنا مثلاً بنقعد على فترة شهر عم نعمل marketing وعم نحكي عن project وعم نشوف our lovely community who wants to buy and who will be able to buy. Only a selected wallets will be able to buy in the pre-sale, and usually it's either earlier or cheaper or with more utility. هيدي pre-sale, and you get on the pre-sale by being on the white list. You can get on the white list by showing activity on Discord, supporting projects on social media, and just being a nice person in general. Public sale, that's why it's called public sale because everybody can mint. Again, mint and not buy. You know, أنت once عم تشتري the public sale, أنت you're paying the gas to mint it on the blockchain. Public sale is where it gets open to the public. Usually it's filled with people that just want to make $50 in and out. مش غلط guys حدا يعمل مصاري من NFT. يعني بآخر النهار كلنا هون تنعمل مصاري وكلنا هون فايدين بال NFT field to know about it and to make money if هيدا الend goal تبعنا. But personally coming out of a person that's been in the field for a couple of months, the best times I've had is with communities and not by making money. There's a very high value that you guys can get from just random people you meet on the internet that are very helpful and very friendly just because there's a specific community vibe that's there. In our project, we're aiming to have it completely pre-sale. And our team will be picking every single person on an individual basis. Other projects make it a grind fest on Discord. إنه يلا اللي فيه يجيب 10 invites وليفل 10 هو اللي بيربح. طب بركي أنا عندي شغل I'm a successful businessman and I like B.Hive. ما معي وقت حطه على Discord توصل level 10. Or maybe I don't know 10 people. Or maybe I have 10 fake accounts on Discord اللي حفوتهم على السيرفر أنا. So for me, this way that incentivizes people to put in bots and to have a grind fest on Discord. We don't want it. We're going to be handpicking every single individual, and it's only going to be picked by the team. And this way, we know who we're giving our NFTs out to. We will not give our NFTs out to for any person that's here that's willing to make a $50 profit, $100 profit. Already, our NFT is undervalued. At all of this, at 0.1 price بيتعدل إذا عليه وطي أكيد. This is undervalued. You're getting a community, you're getting network, you're getting talks from experts, you're also getting Web3 platform, you're getting أهم شيء guys أنا لقيلي هيدا أهم شيء. إنه أنتم بعدين if you have a business, if you have a community, if you have a small group, you already have your own business room in the metaverse without going to pay $15,000 to get a sandbox. And this is how it will always be. We will never have anything that's focused on grinding on Discord. Maybe we will do just a small invite competition, but it's of course when the Discord is going to be a bit tight, locked أكتر. بس ما حنكون فلتانة للعالم إنه يبقى في 20,000 واحد بالسيرفر وفي 10 reactions و20 reactions. إنه يلي منه ناوي يكبس على reaction عندي بالسيرفر منه a good member of our community and any other community. يعني أنا مش عم بحكي عن our community بس أنا عم بحكي NFT 101. The talk that I'm saying applies to every single NFT project out there. I'm just using our project as an example. هيك فرد مرة نخبركم عن البروجكت كونوا عم تعرفوا NFT 101 عنا. Nice. بعد في questions? I would love to have any other questions. If you have anything to ask, please feel free. Yes.
Yeah, the questions. أول شيء كمان في الروم اللي ألفه بس هلا physical world like I have 2 hours to أعمل my pitch مع my team وبعدين بفكر بيجي حدا تاني بدالي. So how is it going to be working out with those people? And how can you hold for 2 specific hours? Now يمكن في حدا من بعد بده الروم.
فهمت عليك. ليك شو الفكرة؟ First of all, and it's written there on our roadmap. بس ما بدنا to emphasize it بس كرمال ما يكون في علينا حكي legal يعني بس you guys or any holders will be shareholders in the metaverse. يعني نحن إذا هيدي الهايب let's say this is business hive, social hive and whatever, housing hive. If this business hive قررنا نحن to lend it out to someone, you guys will be splitting the money with us on this payment. انتوا shareholders معنا بالmetaverse. وهذا الموضوع كمان we will give, that's what I would like to do, is give the ability for people to be as comfortable and to do whatever they want with their own personal rooms. حب يغير لها شكلها، حب يستعملها meeting room، حب يعمل his own meeting فيها، حب تكون social. بس it's going to be airdrop and with holders. يعني مثلا هاي الأوضة معروف مين.
Every holder will get it.
No, that's the thing. Just because there's 5K holders, and there's no way that we can do 5K rooms unless you guys want the rooms to be very small. I don't feel the need.
How would the holders be?
How will holders be? هقول how will holders be. First of all, هيكون عندنا نحن different roles in the Discord. يعني نحن عندنا OG role وعندنا whitelist role, and we also have a role that's just for helpful bees. Holy rooms are less targeted towards individuals and are targeted towards micro communities within our big umbrella. In the NFT field as a whole and in traditional business, we were raised to think horizontally. يعني إذا أنا I stomp العالم لحد out أنا بحب. In the NFT field, that's not it. It's vertical growth. أنا كل ما قدرت أعمل partnerships مع غير communities وكل ما قدرت فوت new communities into my community هذا يعني هذا إفادة إلي. بكرة uni clubs, personal crypto groups, personal NFT groups, small groups within our own community will also get their room. يعني لك إنه يابا خالص البناية يجوا على بعض إنه بس we will try to add as many rooms as possible. But for now we can't guarantee that every holder will get a room. Also, plots with sandbox, by the way, are much bigger than Decentraland.
100 to 100.
This Decentraland or 8 meters by 8 meters sandbox تقريبا هيك يعني انت عم تحكي في فرق بين عم تعمل 8 امتار و 8 امتار فرق بين عم تعمل كومبلكس انت بمحل 90 meters و 90 meters. إذا بيحمل الكومبلكس تاعنا فيه 5 6 طوابق بيحمل يطلع 5000 أوضة والله العظيم على قلبنا أحلى من العسل. عرفت شو قصدي؟ لأنه these rooms we will not be selling them. يعني هول احنا ما عم نعملهم حتى يابا نلاقي انه مصاري زياده او ايش function. These are included within the utility of the NFT as an airdrop. Yep, that's the thing. We could have gone
like-
and made 5,000 new rooms, but 20% of the project and the funding will be allocated towards the second drop, which is going to be something different.
Is there going to be any physical utilities? That's like 10%?
Yes, هنقول لكم شو physical utilities. كمان نحن we're rolling out 2 pre-sales, guys. We're rolling out the first pre-sale to our organic community here because you guys are a different target audience. يعني نحن ما فينا نكون بذات الوقت نكون عم نجيب عالم that know about B.Hive but that don't know about NFTs ونجيب عالم تعرف NFTs but that don't know about B.Hive. For now, our first target for pre-sale 1 is to finish with the people that know about B.Hive but that don't know about NFTs and to give you guys all of these resources, these trainings, the info, the knowledge, until we roll out pre-sale 2 where we will be bringing in people that know about NFTs but that don't know about B.Hive. It's easier for us as a team and as goals to work on a target audience basis and so that we can have our time completely free هالشهر تنعطي قد ما فينا info knowledge about NFTs and then next month نعطي قد ما فينا info knowledge about the community which will buy in the first month. يعني احنا pre-sale 1 we're gonna focus on NFT talk. pre-sale 2 بس يكون في اول كام holders اول كام 100 holders بالاحلى and the numbers will all be released soon. We don't want to release them right now but it's going to be all I can say is that it's less than 1,000 total supply for a pre-sale 1. When these guys come in, they will see that there's less than 1,000 holders that have not listed and that have a very high floor price on OpenSea. And they will fall in love with a community that's already established. نحن guys الحلو الشيء اللي كثير حابه من هالبروجكت والشيء اللي مشجع the whole team to work is that the community is already established. يعني احنا we don't have to go looking for people تعوا تحبوا B.Hive. انتوا كلكم هون guys انتوا بتحبوا B.Hive. You guys are people that come here day-to-day basis. And the physical thing that's being linked, everyone that mints on pre-sale 1 gets 1 free cup of coffee per day for 30 days. So بحس هلا sorry guys تكون free coffee lifetime يا ريت فينا نعملها يا ريت عن جد فينا نعملها بس you will get this while you are working on the pre-sale 2. يعني نحن طالما نحن عم نشتغل على pre-sale 2 وطالما we need you guys to prove how well of a community we are, you will be given coffee.
بعتقد الفلور برايس هيطلع لانه انت على الاقل عم تقول شو حتعطي للعالم قبل ما يفوتوا you're not hyping it.
I'm not hyping it.
يعني على الاقل مثلا شو رح تاخذوا؟
في كثير بروجكتس ثانيه بتنطر مصاري من البريسيت حتروح تشتري بلوتس موجودين. The utilities is there and the community is here. ما نكذب على بعض كلنا uni students. We all are high quality people whether we're a student, non-student, work or not work. مجرد نحن إلنا جداد ننزل على B.Hive and to network and to socialize and to look for the next opening in life. You guys are the type of people that we want. نحن اسمه الcollection B.Hive because the individual NFTs are called busy bees. Because every one of us has a busy bee inside of them at some point. بينغل بيروح بده يفتش على الشغل and that's what we want نطلع منكم guys the busiest bee that you guys can become. But again, this wasn't only made to talk about the project. If any of you want to ask any more questions about NFTs, please feel free. Cool.
يعني 30 days or 30 times.
وحتى مش ما بتحكي انت صح. I feel all of this is undervalued for the price we're asking. وانا also برفع راسي بالكوميونتي اللي حتاخد اول free sale and that will not sell for $50 profit, $100 profit, okay? And which will also help us يعني ما نكذب على بعض this is a good metric حتى تقيس انت اذا project منيح ولا لا شو وضع الاوبن سي وشو وضع التريدنج فوليوم وشو وضع الفلور برايس بس جاي عالم تشوف هذا الموضوع جايز هيحبوا بس يكون ديسكورد بلوك وتويتر has a high following number and invite only basis. This is what every single successful NFT project is doing guys. هلا اذا بتعرفوا خلصت الترند الببليك ديسكورد والليفل 10 تجيبوا وايت ليست هلا ترند private discords hand-picked people. Now this is the way for a long-term community and not for a sell-out and a dump in the price. في كثير بنشوف. باي ذا واي دونت جيت يور انفو فروم انستغرام بليز جايز، ما حدا يطلع على انستغرام بليز، ما حد تويتر ما تستعملوا غير تويتر فور NFT، ما تطلعوا على انستغرام بليز، لانه انستغرام is basically paid promotions. It's a project that hypes يطلع المصاري تبعه. تويتر has بس it's not as much as Instagram. It's not as much as Instagram.
انستغرام كل ستوري والتاني بيطلع لك
إذا ما بتعرفوا NFT the official page بطل من ورا هالموضوع، من ورا هالموضوع because someone did a floor price tracker of every single project they were posting about and it was 90% red. These people were just posting about projects that are hyped up. الفكرة if you know what you're doing in the field you can make money out of any project. Okay? بس الفكرة if you don't know what you're doing in the field, okay, أكيد you're gonna lose up money. I have not personally made money on these projects and I have personally made money. It's because I know when to buy and when to sell. And we don't expect that from every single person. That's how people end up losing their money. Because they see a big page on Instagram getting paid a promotion. بيفوتوا على الديسكورد بيلاقوا 100,000 شخص بيلاقوا حركة بجانشة بيقولوا لك واو project بس this isn't what makes a good project. What makes a good project feeding into this and this feeding into this and more importantly this not this. على القد guys. And with this أنا خلصت. If you guys have any other questions, come in please.
I wanted to ask, is the minting is going to be randomized or first come first serve? يعني مثلا pre-sale one, مثلا pre-sale one, let's say you have X amount to be minted based on مثلا أساس العلاقة بالرarity. If I claim an NFT, is it going to be a random NFT من ال 5K collection?
The review will happen after we sell out everything. We will not reveal our NFTs قبل ما يكون في sell out.
Okay, so it is randomized. يعني مش
هي NFT mint it is randomized. Most NFT mints okay بس guys تعرفوا again just 5 more minutes شو هي NFT? NFT is traits يعني it's basically traits خلينا نقول the NFT is a face okay the eyes are traits the nose is a trait and the mouth is a trait ممكن تلاقوا eyes هيك ممكن تلاقوا eyes هيك ممكن تلاقوا منقار هيك ممكن تلاقوا منقار هيك ممكن تلاقوا تم هيك ممكن تلاقوا تم شو بعرف هيك all traits this has ما بعرف 2% chance of occurring this has 5% chance of occurring this has 1% chance of occurring and your NFT rarity يعني احنا بعد ما فتنا بهول يعني احنا عم نحكي عن NFT بعد ما فتنا بهول your NFT rarity will be based on what traits your NFT has and anything can be a trait. I personally have an NFT that's playable and we will be holding something along the lines of that build project. Yeah, I will be holding a giveaway along the yeah, for project for B.Hive and for other projects as well on the dungeon because that's a part. The NFT is mine. I can monetize it in whatever way that's possible. I cannot do this with any real life asset. تيجي بتقول لك الشركة هو هذا البرودكت لنا وين رايح فيه أنت؟ بس أنا لا this the NFT is mine. So these traits and the percentages of occurring will make up the rarity of your NFT. And this is where rarity comes into play. And this is where أنا بحب عيون هيك مش عيون هيك. And this is where all of the subjective things come into play. يعني هون ما عادش في أعطيكم الانفو لأنه it's very subjective. Depends on what you guys like. And just for a general quote, never ape into projects guys. يعني هلا تعالوا قولوا لي خي أنا بدي أشتري بورد ape بقول لك اشتري أنت مغمض عيونك. تعالوا قولوا لي هلا بدي أشتري كريبتو فون بقول لك اشتري أنت مغمض عيونك. استعقل لي بدي أشتري ميتا دونكي سوسايتي أو مدري شو. لا. Because one is an already established NFT field. An NFT project, and the other is not. It's just like investing in Apple like 10 years ago. It's already established. Not like 20 years ago. It's already established. So yeah, this is it, guys.
يعني حيكون بعد في سيشنز غير هاي؟
بخصوص الكوميونتي تبعنا. We will be holding sessions other than this. We'll be holding Twitter spaces. We'll be holding AMAs. لأنه بأخذ نهار مثل ما we cannot incentivize only being on Discord. We cannot incentivize only being here. And we will try to diversify our activities as much as possible حتى نقدر نفتح مجال لكل الأشخاص اللي بيشتغل واللي على تويتر واللي على ديسكورد واللي بيعرف NFT ما بيعرف NFT يقدر يفوت يقدر يتعلم. Yeah. guys liked it.
Join the Discord and follow
okay,
our
actually join the
please.
Discord.
Just to
It's
follow
going to be
us.
locked at 1,000 people again.
Yeah.
We have a giveaway running for 3 OG roles. And كان في شيء surprise ما عملناها بس you have an OG role. We were giving out one OG role in this session depending on who asked beautiful questions. You asked the best questions, you have the OG. After the meeting, if you don't have Discord, if you have, I can نغلب على حد لك الرول. Pre-sale one is happening at the end of this month, at literal end of this month. يعني. 0.1 ETH valued around $300. If ETH goes higher, we will go cheaper. لا
خليها 0.1 ETH.
وإذا ETH غلي
شو بس؟
هلا people tend to يعني بتشوف ال NFT market والكريبتو ماركت بيمشي بالعكس وقت الكريبتو ماركت يكون ماشي حال ال NFT market goes down because when ETH is worth higher people are more likely to accept lower amounts of ETH that are at the same monetary value. فهمت علي كيف؟
شو بتعمل؟
هلا باخرة النهار ما فيك تظلم العالم وتحمل مسؤولية ETH عليهم، نحن as founders and مش as founders sorry as أنا community manager guys بس community founder. These are your two beautiful founders مازن and دانيا يعني. You guys know them from the B.Hive. بس ما فينا نرجع نحمل مسؤولية العالم، يعني هلا ما حنفيق بكره نلاقي لا ب $10 ولا بصفر. إذا عليت ما حدا بيعرف إذا عليت most probably رح نحن نبطل. واذا وطيت most probably رح نعلي هنا so it goes both ways. يعني احنا بنخلي حالنا مأمن اذا وطيت شو بنعمل؟ اذا نعلي شو بنعمل؟ We have to sort of fix it. لانه كمان باخرة النهار العالم بدها تفكر انه انا خي اشتريت هيدا ب $30. If you don't value this at higher than $300, don't buy this. You need to, you guys need to value this. يعني this for me is undervalued at $300. بس تلاقوا بقى people انه something is undervalued. هتشوفوا also value is very subjective. So if to you it's valued at $300, maybe to someone else it's valued at $1,000, maybe to someone else it's valued at $1. So if you guys feel this is undervalued, then yes, this project will succeed because of again supply and pre-sale 1 and pre-sale 2 and the utility and the community that's already existing and there's a lot of ands. And I should stop talking.
I will stop.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you all. Hope to see you around the B.Hive.
Thank you.